we should be live. Now, today's going to be an exciting day. Today's the day we're going to be building the World Eater. Now, there's a couple of things in that. Since it's going to be, I think it's actually going to be rather difficult to build. So it's likely, we're likely not going to be able to finish today, but we'll get as far as we can. And hey Kiwi, hey Pickle, and hey Draco. Alright, let's take a look at this. So, hey JC, indeed it is the World Eater. And we are going to start building it today because we have gathered up all of the materials required for it. We were collecting all the materials for it yesterday, so we can start off with all of these shulkers. It's actually quite a big build now that I think about it. Like, how much is it? 13,000 blocks for just one TNT for one machine. But we'll go over there and we'll start the build. How have all of you guys been? Nah, it's alright, DC. Don't worry about it. We might also have to repair our pickaxe sort of soon. That's annoying. Really? Come on. Actually, let's go repair the pickaxe first. That's the responsible choice, isn't it? We're likely not going to need our pickaxe. What's up, Draco? You've been having a splendid day? Wonderful. Went out to come at a Korean place that sent your bank in the Okay. That sounds kind of odd, but I suppose. Alright, so now we just wait a wee bit for these guys to come through. But there's some... I did try and mess a little bit with my mods to change up some of the versions and make sure they align better. So let's just see whether my frames are as... well, they're going to be super affected here, but hopefully it won't be too bad. Well, I can certainly work with 80. It drops quite a bit when I look at my base, though. But I think I'm okay with that. 50 at the base is alright. We're just gonna be holding that. And go... what? And that's fixed for that pickaxe. Isn't that nice? One hit and everything is fixed. I kinda like that. Now, we are going to say instead set here. Move one up. So we are going to be needing a bunch of pistons. Let's just grab a little bit of each type of block. We're gonna grab a bunch of slime for in the beginning here because there's 3 shulkers of it. Surely we're gonna need a lot of it. We'll grab 3 stacks of those, 3 stacks of these. Grab a little bit of honey, some light grey, 2 stacks of that. Some white, a stack of this, and a stack of this alongside the dead coral fence. And then we'll see how far we get with this. Alright, can I... Okay, no. Fine. Fine. We can do this? Yes, easy. Alright. Wait, pardon? Wait. Alright, the soy sauce isn't that expensive, come on. Like, sure, it's a little bit expensive, but it's... Like, I actually don't think it's that expensive, like, comparatively to... like, let's say, ketchup, for an example, right? That's a condiment that everyone has. And, like, you use a lot less of it, and while the bottle is a lot smaller, I think it's about sort of the same expenditure as a bottle of ketchup, isn't it? Like, while the bottle might feel tiny, and therefore it feels like it's sort of expensive, I think it's mostly just the fact that it's a tiny bottle. And welcome here, Vine. I can't quite decide whether you and Hero Vine and Pickle has like a mutual hate boner for each other or what's going on. Oh. What sort of things, Draco? Yeah, chat is really nice. JC share initials? Ah, right. What's everyone's favorite game of all time? Like, I'm pretty sure I know Pickles, but for the rest of you, I'm sort of in doubt. Hey, Sawzell, or Chainsaw, I suppose. Wait, did I seriously run out of... Yeah. Probably Rocket League, right? Your favorite game is Plant vs. Zombies. It is a pretty... I think it's a good mobile game, but... Favorite game of all time, really? Celeste? Yeah, okay. I've heard good things. It's well, I'm not, as I said, of all time, right? So, like, even if you quit the game, you can still it can still be your favorite game because it's the game you return to, right? Because it's the game you return to and always play, right? What about you here, Brian? What's your favorite game of all time? You too, JC. Minecraft? Why? Good answer. All of the answers are good, of course. Like, I'm not going to be shaming you for the video game of your choice. I don't see any inappropriate words, Pickle. It's Call of Duty. Your dad was a huge Call of Duty fan before you were. It's kind of I know what yacht means. Why did I say it out loud? Oh well, I know what it means, Pickle, but I don't see it as an offensive or inappropriate word necessarily. But yeah, I get it. Way back in the day, when I got alright, I have to figure out how I want to phrase this. No, my frames are still tanking for whatever reason. Oh well. I'll have to look deeper into what's going on at some point. Choose my next words carefully. Pardon. Way back in the day when I acquired my first PlayStation, I would invite my my mother to play Crash Bandicoot. There was this like this racing version of it, which like I still think to this day that is better than Mario Kart, but that's probably just a hot take, I suppose. Alright, it's honey I ran out of. No? Wait, what block did I run out of? Why did I jump down? Observers? I have observers. I don't know, I remember those days very fondly. Never really played a game with my mum since then, but... oh, there was a hole. Yeah, this bit should be pretty straightforward. Let me know if you spot out that I forgot to put down a block, because that can probably mess up the entire machine. Yeah, schematics really saved my sanity. Although, like, they also make the game, like, I both love and hate schematics at the same time, because, like, one point is that they definitely make the game easier, but they also make it so you have to understand it less. Like, you don't have to have as much understanding of... Mm-hmm. Of what the actual... what's actually going on in the build. I don't know. I don't know whether or not I love or hate them. It's Oh, are those regular pistons? They must be. I think to some degree you lose out on a little bit of stuff when you do it with schematics, but like you lose out on a little bit of knowledge. But at the same time, that's not the end of the world. It's just like you die next time. It's just a different kind of meta where you don't. But then again, things have gotten more complicated. How many streams? I would be surprised if it's gonna be more than 2. I think we're at least gonna finish up this side today, and then we might get started on that side depending on how quickly this goes. It is quite a few blocks. Damn. Hey, gaming guy, welcome. That gave me sort of a scare. I hope you've had a good day so far. I'm pretty good. How about you? Oh, hold on. Could I just... Alright, we need more pistons. I might have missed a slime block. Alright, we'll take a look at it in a second. I'll just grab a few more of these. Yes, I did. Good catch. Alright, let's just like... How about we try and run down the side here? And just go... Weep. I don't know if this feels... Hey, so welcome on the Twitch. I don't know if it's faster just going this way. It might be more thorough though, because like it's easier to spot if I miss out on one block. I think. Because we're gonna be running along on them. Piglet, rather that you calm down on the on that sort of stuff in chat, if possible. We. I just think it's sort of. I mean, even I think I've said it multiple times before, so it would be nice if we could, like, if you could actually listen to it this time. I want everyone to be comfortable and have a good time. And if you can't say anything nice, then don't. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get rid of one stack of this so I can fit another stack of honey in my inventory. Nice. Fixed up that. Yeah, a lot is going on in the Discord, that's for sure. Let's just make sure we have... That's nice. Not having to deal with phantoms. Like, a part of me wants to sleep, but at the other time, it's sort of like, I don't really want to sleep, because then we're gonna get closer to 3,000 days. And I'd love it if we can finish this whole up by day 2,800. Alright. That is that one layer. That's a lot of servers, a lot of honey, and a lot of general stuff. So we might just put away this here. Really, more phantoms? Like, I wish there were more like a more of a rule to how phantoms work. Because I feel like sometimes they just hyper spawn around you, but that might just be me. That's fair. We're probably actually gonna do the same thing where we walk. Because I just feel like I have less opportunity to mess this up when I do it by like this. Where am I from? I've said that plenty of times, Saul. You should definitely know that at this point. But Denmark. Perfect. Oh, well, at least it's daytime now and no rain. Which means that that guy is just gonna burn out. Oh, so is that guy. Welcome, fishy. Oh yeah, slime? We're out of slime. Well, at least that's a pretty easy thing to acquire a lot of. After this build is done, we're gonna have so many, there's so many observers and stuff we can use for other builds. Out of observers, okay. Fishy, if you could keep the chat in English, I would really appreciate it. Same with you, Pickle. Alright, see you later, Fishy. I'll miss you too. Oi, Pickle. Are you a man that quickly goes back against his words? That's pretty wild, I gotta admit. It hasn't even been like, what, 15 minutes since you said you're gonna try and adhere to pretty much the one rule I have? Alright, that's that level. Okay, so now we need those. Well, we can put in all of these and then we can, like on our way there, grab a bunch of the light gray glazed terracotta. That's so weirdly difficult to say. Can I not find a way to do this confidently? jump from boom, 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 boom. Come on. Thank you. Down, boom. Really? Come on. Hey, Fawn Dragon, sorry, oh, sorry, I didn't notice the Twitch, but, welcome, man. How are you, Fawn? Everything good? And it's completely alright, I'm just happy to see you. It's been a wee while. Alright, go down here. Grab this. You've never genuinely been well, that's an odd sentence of words, Pickle, but that's the first I've come across lickle. Is that what does that mean? In my research of brain rot words, that one hasn't appeared yet. Can anyone give me a rundown? Ah, pickle. Okay. Lickle. I might make my own brain. It might be my own brain rot word now then. Lickle that, man. And you have to figure out what it means. Oh, I could totally make a segment on the stream where I just make up brain rot words and then you guys have to figure out what they mean. I thought that was a pretty brilliant idea if you ask me, but I suppose I was all alone about thinking that was a good idea. Alright, see you later, Pickle. Have a wonderful day. Because Saucel wrote something. He wrote womp womp lickle, and he meant to write pickle, but and I just assumed that it was another. Is the music a little bit loud? I feel like it is. Ow, ow. Alright. See you later, Fawn. Have a wonderful day, and say hi guy to the guy for me, yeah? Wish him a good stream. Ah, Pickle's famous tea breaks. I'm sure things will be alright with Pickle and his tea. Whew. Okay, so we are going to run across here like this. And the reason why I want to do this first is to make sure that that redstone block is put down as it's supposed to be. I've actually taken quite a bit of damage, haven't I? Jeez. Ah, at least it's a quick fix. You missed sickle already? Well, sickle is actually another word, right? A sickle is just a huge hoe. As in the farming tool. Oh no, I fell. I was doing so well there for a second too. Huh. Really, me? Really? Oh no, your soul is starting to fade. Those out-of-body experiences, eh? Ah, on a redstone. Pheno? If I grab 2 more stacks, then surely I will be good. It is quite a large build though, I'm not gonna lie. Like this is a get these two before. You didn't get hit by sweeping? Oh, that kind of sucks. Come on then. Okay, I think we're gonna do that bit and then we're gonna run across and do that bit afterwards. I wonder if we have enough slime on us to complete this layer. Because this is quite an intensive amount of slime. Free a piece, okay. Damn, couldn't get the last one. Indeed, Kiwi, indeed. That's a good way of putting it. Welcome back, Saucer. Oh, welcome back to your body, I suppose. Good on you. Good on you. Oh. More phantoms. And it rains again. Hey, Meltdown, welcome. Pardon, Kiwi? Huh, oh well. And welcome back, Pickle. Alright, now we go and do these. Oh. Really? I think I might take off the elytra here. Because it actually seems to be getting in the way when doing this. Ah, well. And welcome to Melt on the YouTube too. We should probably grab a little bit more slime before we head out there again. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Have how many of you have seen Pig, the Pig movie, Babe, Babe the Pig? Really? Never heard of it. You should watch it. It's sort of an old movie, but it's very wholesome. It might actually be one of the it is, it is. Wait, hold on, let me just try and find it. Yes, it's just I think it's the full title is Babe a Little Pig. Oh wait, no, that's the second. I think it's just Babe the Pig. It is it's a movie from 99 from 96 5 sorry. Um, and it is so wholesome. It is very, very wholesome. Um, if you're into wholesome movies, I reckon you're probably gonna like it. Oh wait, I lost my Twitch chat. 1 second. I have reacquired my my Twitch chat. No, I have not. Oh, alright, so now I need to we'll head back with these observers, grab the end bricks, brick slabs there. And we'll also have to get some white concrete, it would seem. Oh, I'm out of observers. Fine. You love making dramatic entrances? Why? Well done. There we have that. Let's get 2 of that, and the rest should be observers. Guess then we should be able to run back and forth here. We'll actually do the this line first, I suppose. Okay, so it's every other. No, not always. Huh. I wonder what this slab is for. Oh yeah, yeah, I know. I reckon it's probably part of the TNT duping mechanism, but I've just never seen it done before with slabs rather than walls. Aha, the aristocrat. That is a terrible way of explaining two cats that got abducted. That's like not the main part of the plot. Jesus Christ. I think you need to rewatch that movie, sorry, Pickle. It's that's not the main takeaway from that movie. And there's also a difference between cartoonified and animated. Just, no, 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 no. If that's your takeaway from Aristocrats, right? You have the emotional range of a teaspoon. And I do hope that that's not the case, right? The emotional capacity of a teaspoon. Well, Saucer, if you like creepy stuff, I suggest you look up some creepypasta for YouTube and listen to them as you go to sleep. It's a wonderful way to get your imagination going. I know I have a thing about skinwalkers. Like everything else, like in the horror world, I can sort of handle. But skinwalkers, I don't know. They creep me the fuck out. It's there's just something about it. I read this short story about skinwalkers. How precisely can I remember it? Can I remember it good enough to the point where it would make sense for me to tell this story? Alright, so again, this isn't me, right? This is not something I experienced. This is just the story, right? And I'm just gonna refer to the main character as I to make it feel a little bit more personal and creepy, you know. Alright, hold on. We can pop this up. Give me a second. Creepy copyright free music. It's so low-fi. I suppose this will work then. Oh wait, no. Can I not just find the story and then read it out loud? Alright, right. Okay, look, this short story, right? It actually got to me a little bit when I read it the first time. And I'm just gonna read the entire story out loud. It's not gonna take too long. Wait, hold on. Is it the right one? Yeah. Okay. This is well, it goes something like this. I was shaking as grandfather told his story. He was still there, so I know he lived it. But the supernatural always fascinated me, and even now I felt the force of his words. The real power of skinwalkers was trickery. Sure, they could change their voices, but also their skin. That's why God took their hides, so they could take others. Not for long, the legend says, maybe an hour, before the soul of the skin they wore would come out looking for their mortal shell before going to whatever hell awaited them. Though I think that getting skinned alive was hell enough. A minute passed what felt like a lifetime, 1 second in 1,000 years. Then my father's door opened, and I jerked my head to the left, putting my fist up to fend off the attack. "Son, it's me," my father said before climbing into the cab. He grasped the steering wheel and pulled himself in awkwardly, jerking himself into the seat. I cringed into the corner. I looked at him. I looked hard. "Boy, your great-grandfather was a good man. Treated me and Ma right. He had fought the Nazis and saw the worst man of Poland when he freed all the camps. And now I was taking his measure. Is this my father? Do I make a run or do I die? Is it him or not? Let's get that medicine for your Ma," he said as he pulled the truck into gear and pulled out on the road. And our trip resumed. I guess it was him after all. But how did you know? Because of what he said about something about your mom? No, boy. I knew because the window out of my corner of my eye, I seen the beast running 50 miles an hour right next to the car, looking at me with yellow eyes and a grinning mouth. I looked and saw it hunched and angry, running next to us, boy. My pa kept his eyes on the road, looking straight forward. "Son," he said, "don't look at it, don't look at it." And that's how I knew. I really, really hate skinwalker stories. I don't know, there's just something about them that really freak me out. There's also one where it's again a grandfather that told a kid about, or someone, he moved into his late grandfather's house. His grandfather always spoke about skinwalkers. He woke up in the middle of the night to like a scream outside. At first he was horrified, but then he remembered the house was sort of close to the edge of the forest, and thought, well, foxes kind of scream when they do their call thing. And but something reminded him of all the skinwalker stories that his grandfather had told him. And the screams slowly got closer, and then it suddenly sounded like a woman begging for help outside of his window. And like he instinctively knew that it wasn't. He didn't really have any weapons, but he knew that his neighbor was a hunter in the area, so he called up his neighbor at 2 a.m. in the night. And said, "Hey, I think there's some," and like he had snuck around his house, and the thing had followed him somehow, like right outside the walls. And he said, "I think there's something out on my porch. It sounds like a big dog." And like his neighbor looks out of his window and he sees this small dog and he says, it's just a small dog, don't worry too much about it. And he says, look man, I'm sure I saw it shrink through the curtains of my window. And that sort of gets the neighbor's attention and he's like, okay, whatever you do, don't let it in, I'll get my rifle. And he gets back up into his bedroom and he can see, I think he's called Rob in the story's window. And he sort of watches Rob come out the door, and then like he gets to the front door again, and after a little while he hears Rob's voice go, alright, it's safe, come out. But something was just off. Like it was a little bit too fast that Rob got to the door. And he sort of snuck up into his bedroom again, and then that's when he saw it, Rob lying in the street, clearly dead, his rifle next to him. And the voice just kept on calling that it was alright, he could come out. And he was almost like, maybe it was the Skinwalker he called, but then he remembered his grandfather's story that Skinwalkers, like vampires and all those sort of creatures, can't come into the houses without being invited. And they will try to lure out their victims into the forest. So he grabbed a vase and threw it out the kitchen window or something like that. And then he heard like claws on the ground trying to like get around, because the Skinwalker figured he was fleeing through the window. And so he ran to the front of the building and grabbed Rob's rifle, and that's where the story ends. I don't know. I really dislike the Skinwalker stories. It's just something about the whole tricking people, I suppose, that I really like. That's its goal, is to trick you into coming out, and so it can devour you. I don't know. That just seems excessively creepy to me. What's up, Pickle? Nah, I'm actually alright with that. I'm more alright with that idea, and I think once upon a time I actually told you this would be a true story from my life. Of a time I used to live in New Zealand. I lived with this family in this old house. It wasn't that old. It was from the early 1900. Fully wooden house. The family often had travelers over that could live and work in their house. And we all stayed in the same room, right? There's only one at a time, of course, but like over the years he had a lot of people to sort of come and work for him while we were traveling through New Zealand. He first of all he had a son. He had the son who actually just visited me the other day. A cat called Puss. Very nice cat, and took a liking to me and would sleep in my room. And Puss would, in the middle of the night, sort of get up to slam like my clothes cabinet door. because that would slowly open every night. Uh, Uneven hinges, I suppose. Um, or at least that's what I thought until, and this is like it's still sort of, it actually gives me tears in my eyes just thinking about it. But I remember one night waking up um, to Push standing on the end of my bed. She was one of those short-haired cats, like I think they're called Cornelius, whatever, something like that. But she was standing on the edge of my bed, and what little hair she had was standing straight up, right? And she was like looking at something sitting on top of the cabinet. And I sort of slowly, like, I was groggy and I looked up. And on top of that cabinet, something was sitting. And I was looking at it, and this is not an exaggeration for, like, just barely squinting at it for something that was close to 5 minutes. I was fully awake. I did not have the courage to move, though. I was just lying there looking at its lanky shape, and Puss was so upset with this thing. Whatever it was sitting on top of that cabinet. As in, she was super, super upset at that thing. And I sort of moved. Because I was like, no, like this has to be some sort of paralysis demon, right? I have to be half asleep. I have to make sure I can move. And I did. Which is when the creature also sort of moved, and Push leapt forward towards it, and they started fighting, and Puss was screaming, and I was freaking out, and Puss somehow managed to chase it out of the door, and through the cat door in the back. Whatever it was, and everyone woke up because Puss was really screaming loudly, and they asked whether or not, like the guy I was working for, he came out and he asked if a cat or something got in there, and I just said I honestly don't know what it was, and he said that it was not the first time that Puss has chased something out from my room, or the room I was staying in. And people had often been uncomfortable sleeping in that room, which is why people didn't usually stay there for that long. Because for whatever reason, people just didn't sleep well, and all that. But this time, and he had also always felt weird in the room, and his kid had refused to sleep in it. Like from early childhood, his kid would refuse to sleep in the room. And all his guests always felt sort of odd and off in the room. They slept terribly, and he told me all that night. Like, it's not something I had thought about beforehand. He told me that night that was the case. That's why I always found it weird, because the room was big and spacious and actually kind of nice, and sort of turned away from the road, so even if a car did drive by in the dead of night, you wouldn't hear it. So I always thought it was weird that none of them had that room, but they all felt too uncomfortable in it. No, that's not a good story. That's a an actual thing. And after that night, I slept like a baby in that room afterward. Puss had chased out whatever was inside of it. But I must admit that still to this day kind of freaks me out. To this day, it still kind of freaks me out. Out of those servers. Cute. Can I reach that? Can I then jump from there to here? I can. Nice. What's up, Pickle? I don't know. I kind of like Pop-Tarts. I suppose it depends on what sort of Pop-Tarts you get, I suppose. I do like some a lot better than others. There's the salty caramel. I thought they were super good. But I will agree to the point that I think they're sort of overrated. Like they're pretty. I think you like there are so many flavors of Pop-Tarts that you could certainly find a flavor that you really like. I think that's like they aren't Oreos, but they are pretty good. Well, it depends on the flavor you get, Kiwi. Like there are the regular ones, which is just caramel, bread, and what is the original Pop-Tart? OG Pop-Tart flavors. So the original Pop-Tart flavor is strawberry, blueberry, brown sugar, and apple currant. Currant, sorry. But as in later parts, they introduced some heavier chocolate versions and caramel ones, which I thought were quite good. S'mores? You don't like s'mores? What is wrong with you? S'mores are so good. S'mores are absolutely god tier. What is wrong with you, Pickle? Like the perfectly roasted s'more. Oh, that's so good. I fell. Damn. From KFC, really? I don't know. I've never understood the craze with KFC. Then again, I think the Danish one might just be pretty bad. Oh, really? Um, I don't think like surely that's not what like the same quality they have in the US, because if so, KFC's unadulterated garbage. But then again, I once like I've only gone to KFC a couple of times and I've been disappointed every time. Um, we have but one of the times I went, okay, I gotta figure out whether or not this is overrated or not. And everyone keeps talking about those buckets of chicken, right? And that's supposed to be oh so good. And the bucket I got, first of all, it didn't come in a bucket, which I was super disappointed about because the price tag was up there. So I figured maybe I would get a bucket, but no. Um, that first of all, like I was already disappointed before I started eating it. But then I ate it and it was just like overcooked chicken with a batter. Right? I mean, if I want to make a shitty batter and overcook my chicken, I can do that for cheaper. Hey, Clips. Wait, pardon? Eclipse, give me a second. I got the thing to work. Well, right. It was. I think we did get it to work somewhat. And I think it is mainly a lag issue. Um, that it lags a little bit too much if it is the full size, which means I've had to use a smaller variant of it, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Um, and set variant, I guess, like what we're not going to be able to do here. Uh, I'll just like fill up or do the remaining part by hand. I suppose it's going to take a while, but it's still going to save us countless hours of work. This should also deal with the majority, oh, right, of the area. Wait, where did my music go? 1 second. No idea, no idea. I think it's a part. So I saw that on some. Well, the way I think this works, and I might be wrong, is that this duper drops the TNT slower, meaning that the TNT is here, and then slowly as the machine moves forward, it's gonna like drop down. But I think what this does is it is some sort of activation mechanism that needs to be able to follow downwards as the machine follows down, right? Which is, I think you could probably switch that out with either glass, or sorry, with sand or gravel, but since this is so close to the ground where the TNT is going to blow up, alright, see you later, Pickle. I think sand or gravel would break from the explosion. So it's just making sure that this block isn't going to be breaking by making it out of steel. Or iron in this case, having much higher blast resistance. I think that's what's going on. But I don't know. To be fair, I don't know. I have no clue. It's sort of a, you know, a wild, it's a machine I have no clue how it works. I just know that it does, and therefore we're using it, right? And that's completely alright sometimes in life. You don't need to know why something works, you just have to come to terms with that it does, and that you can use it. Come on then. I don't know, that's sort of the point with the internet, isn't it? That things are supposed to work well when you're far away. That's why some things are popular, like Twitch and YouTube, right? Because you're able to share, or they mainstreamed sharing knowledge or sharing content, which is just another form of knowledge, through videos that can be viewed and are easily accessible all across the globe. You've gotten so good. Wait, hold on, I gotta read that in a second. Oh, damn, phantoms. 4 even, Jesus. Come on then. There we go. Where is that skeleton? Somewhere down there. Fine, as long as he doesn't snipe me mid-air here. Oh. That sounded like a lot of phantoms. My god. Okay, good. Okay, that's it for this layer. I do not have Roblox. Uh, Not really my sort of game. Okay, now we have to get some TNT. That means we're also gonna need the minecart sort of soon. Really? I guess I'll make that a flight jump then. Don't you dare shoot me. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Why does that break my jump? Like I get why it could push me, but I don't understand why it breaks my jump. Hmm? What's up? I'm not close to finishing. I guess I'm sort of close to finishing this side, but we still have a complete other side to. No, I'm not immortal in Valorant at all. What was my best rank? My best rank was Diamond. Um, 2 or 3. I think I might at some point briefly have touched into Ascendance, but I'm not gonna call that my rank because I was so quickly out of it. Oh yeah, my friend played professionally. Hey, Salsa. Right. Why'd you move over on that? I can't. Oh, is it Hazel? Hazel Rudy? Welcome. Hmm. Well, we're slowly getting there for sure. I think we are going to be able to finish up this side today. Unfortunately, there's going to be no stream. There might be a stream tomorrow, depending on the weather, actually. But If the weather is terrible, there will be a stream. If the weather is like, they're pretty much warning us of crazy rain tomorrow here. So if that's the case, there's going to be a stream. If not, there won't be a stream. There might be a stream tomorrow, but there usually isn't streams on Tuesdays. So yeah, you could. Well, I think the maximum vanilla jump you can make is 42 blocks if you use all of the methods. Yeah, it's something like that. Okay, put that down first. And I think we're just gonna go line for line here, pretty much. To make sure we don't skip out on a block. This would actually be nicer to do from the end of it. How hard is it? It's not hard. It just takes time. But I think you can like be pretty sure you're gonna get it if you dedicate like 2 to 3 hours to it. So you sort of if you find that difficult, then yes, it is difficult, but like by dedicating a couple hours to it, you should be almost guaranteed to getting it. Though I have heard of people who had to farm it for like 5 or 6 hours, but most of the time I think people get it within like the first 2 of trying. Well, that's like what is it? I think the core has 2% drop chance, right? Out of line. So I think you have a pretty good bet at getting it. If you rate around 160, then you should have gotten it. But like it doesn't take long, right? To complete one, and then you can like after you've done once, well after like if you have 2 or 3 trial chambers, you can jump between. Like when I say 160, I mean 160 keys. If you have 160 keys, you can get it. Or you should be getting it pretty much every time. Alright, hold on. Make sure you check. Yeah, I do. I repaired it not too long ago. I have a very good sense of when my elytra is usually starting to get low. I haven't gotten one yet, but then again, like the only time we spent in our trial chamber um, was spent sort of looting it for all its tough blocks and uh, new copper blocks, right? So what we got from the chamber was not a dedicated procedure in order to get the trial chamber or to get the thing we needed. It was just for getting a bunch of it, of the blocks that were easily accessible there. I suppose we'll do that bit here now. What if we take off the elytra? Can I then easily jump like this? Yeah, I can. Nice. Then the elytra doesn't kick in when I press a little bit too early. Well, what is it? The drop chance for it. What is it even called? It's called the heavy core, right? Heavy core. Yeah, the heavy core only has a 7.5% drop chance whenever you open an ominous vault. So, I mean, it's not that difficult to get if you have a bunch of bottles of ominous stuff, right? I think weirdly enough, the hardest thing is going to be acquire at least 15 bottles of ominous stuff. Pretty sure we're not going to need any more of this and this, so we can grab slime instead, considering how much we're actually going to need. I wonder where where is that going to be? Have I missed it somewhere? Huh. Oh, sorry. For the Twitch chat, give me a second. It's because I have it on a no, it has a 7.5% drop chance from the ominous vaults. So if you just get ominous keys, you should have a pretty good chance of getting one after like 10 to 15 keys. Hold on. Who was my first sub? Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question, actually. Why do I not remember who my first sub was? Alright, yeah. So I don't remember my first sub because I got some subs from streams after streams, right? So they were released on YouTube just as videos, right? And whoever gave me the first sub, I'm not able to see that person in my analytics. Right, so if I, for example, go to my analytics here, and we're gonna say analytics. I should be able to see. Why can I not see current subs and what they're named? I was able to do that once. I can't actually see it. But anyway, I couldn't see it back then either, so I have no idea who was the who my first sub was. But my first viewer, consistent viewer, was a guy called Bad Boy Winnow. Who's on stream right now? Oh, that's a good question. Wait, give me a second. I have to look through who everyone. So, who's in here? Eclipse, Sawcell, Hero, Brian, JC, myself, and Meltdown. I think Meltdown was before Hero, Brian. Was Meltdown before Sawcell though? I think so, wasn't he? Well, you'll find it eventually, JC. Don't worry. You should learn to enjoy the grind. It's also a good life lesson. Just enjoying the grind of something. Sawcell was before you? Alright, well then. It would be Sawcell then. Oh yeah, I'm not saying that here, Brian. I'm just saying like Sawcell and Meltdown was here before 50 subs, whereas you came post 50 subs. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, exactly. Nah, I'm not. Hey, Leo, welcome, man. How are you? Oh, hello. That was a fall I did not expect. Really? Did you just hit me before I could get out? Well, Leo, it resets every stream, so, I mean, if you join in early next time, you might be able to get one. Hey, gaming guy. How have you been, Leo? E. I'm doing alright, I'm alright. You're earning 250 USD per month? Hmm, that's... Are you happy about that? Hmm. Are you saying that sarcastically? Oh well, I mean that makes it a little bit better, but no, not even. What was I making as a paper boy? I started making around 3.5k Danish crown. What's that in dollars? USD. That's about 550. Huh. Well, I'm X amount of old and I earned around 750 a day. But hey, we're good, aren't we? As I said, yeah, around that mark. Well, to be fair, and then taxes come in. Uh, I'm not accounting for taxes, so, and in my tax bracket is 55%, so I suppose I have quite a bit less after everything is counted up. What? Uh, I've always been transparent that I'm off pretty well, right? That I do well in my life, and that I'm very good at what I do, and I have a... You're always friend. Wait, what does that mean? Friend. Is that a term I am unfamiliar with? Alright, I'm not the only one that's unfamiliar with it. That's good. Ah, free. Free. Okay, okay, okay. But do keep in mind, and I know this it's easy to say as someone who has money, but uh, money isn't everything. In the grand scheme of things, money is actually kind of meaningless. Off that. Oh, I do need white concrete now and the minecarts. Oh, and more anvils? Really? Okay, I suppose we can go down this line. Do I have enough anvils on me? Probably not. At least it's just one. Wasn't a whole bunch this time around. Uh, wait. Hold on. I wasn't keeping up with chat. Um, well, I have a mate he's also doing well now. Um, but he used to be in a pretty rough place. Um, and I think he had it. He said it in a said something that was far beyond his years when we were quite young. Uh, how was it he phrased it? He said, "Money doesn't make you happy, but the lack of money sure can make you unhappy, right?" So, in other words, you just need to reach a point in your life where you're no longer unhappy because you can't buy regular stuff, and then you're pretty much just good from there. Life gets significantly easier when you have a little bit of money to burn. That doesn't mean that you get any less problems. You still have the same amount of problems as you did when you were broke. They're just different kind of problems. Out animals. I had a plan on ending this at 2 hours. How many layers do we have left? Okay, we're gonna finish this thing up today. Alright, we of course also have to grab the detector rails. Detector rails, check. Be gone with that. Some of this. I need to get rid of something here. The TNT we're not gonna need any more of. I don't think we're gonna be needing any more of that either. Let's just fill up on this good stuff. Make sure we have a little bit of everything here. Okay, so surely now we can go through. Alright, see you, Meltdown. Wait, hold on. No, I don't want to go into creative mode. At all, because that would sort of invalidate everything else we've done in the world so far. And by that I mean that if I decided to go into creative now, the dragon, the skull, the entire island would no longer be cool. Because if I decide to cheat now, it just makes it so that everything else in my world could have been cheated in, and therefore it's not cool. It'll be quicker for sure. But that sort of brings me back to what I said earlier. You have to learn how to enjoy the grind. Sort of make the journey enjoyable on the way there. To whatever you're trying to achieve. Because that way you'll have a lot more fun in life. Pardon? Welcome back, Soso. I'm a Laxi. Huh? Am I made? No, don't do that. And Meltdown, don't encourage it. I've already been had one encounter with that sort of stuff, and I'm sure all of you remember I got quite upset about it, so please don't. Ah, so this is where it's supposed to be. Okay, so oh, I do actually have it on me. Nice. Okay, so I need to place down. Fuck me, did I just break two things? I need to not place down all of the concrete here. I'll have to do that on the back run of it. So when we walk, I can place the middle in, but the sides I'm not supposed to be placing yet. Because that has to come in. But those don't just yet. Right, so now nothing happens there. Good. I don't know, maybe you earn a lot of XP for just being here. I don't exactly know how the XP system works, so... But it's probably something akin to that. Of course you can. Like a saw is pretty weak metal. I would say that's reasonable. That an axe, like if you smash an axe into a saw, that the saw is definitely gonna break. I think that's a reasonable assertion to make. Damn, this is actually kind of a rough build to make, not gonna lie. But we're almost at the end here. Hey Jesse, welcome. It's been a while. How are you? Oh, and we're out of stick pistons. Alright, see you later here, Brian. Have a wonderful day. I'm doing pretty alright. I'm doing pretty alright. I don't know. It depends entirely on the weather. Assume that I won't, and then get a happy surprise if I am. Yeah? How about that? I think that's the best I can give you here. Oh, we're also almost out of slime. Really? Alright, Leo. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you again, man. Soonish. Wow, did they follow me all the way? That's pretty tenacious. Where did they go? Oh. Okay, so now I can put all of these down. All the white concrete. And then we can clear out a bunch of space in our inventory, grab a bunch of minecarts. No. No! That I refuse. Why would we imagine that? Meltdown. Ah, he's still there. Why is he still there? Wait, is he real? Or is he part of the schematic? He's real. Alright, we're just gonna have to do a flyby then, and then slowly knock him off that way. I missed. We'll try that again then. We missed. Alright. Alright, that's one. No! Please don't. I think that ended up being safe. Thank God. But he's still right there. And I can't really move fast on this. Can he pathfind to me though? Doesn't seem like he's able to. Haha! Perfect then. Wait, hold on, give me a second. I'm not keeping up with chat. Is he able to get to me? It would seem so. We don't like that. One bit. Okay, which means we probably have to do another drive-by. He's right there. Alright, another drive-by. Wait, why am I not using my sword? I missed. I don't know. Where'd the creeper go? I don't know, creepers sort of have the same effect as spiders does. I'm not really too freaked out if I know where they are, but if they suddenly disappear, I don't like it one bit. I guess this is also a very good way to double check my work. Are there more than one? Yeah, there's 4, really. Alright. And these are all good. Then I need to find the shulker that has all of the mine. How rude. Really? The shulker that has all of the mine carts. I think I forgot that at home. Well, I suppose we'll pop all of that in here. Get rid of that. Grab this. And chuck all pretty much in here because I want to be able to fill this up with minecarts. However, we are going to be bringing an additional stack. There we go. Question is if we should try and sleep to get rid of those phantoms. Yeah, we're gonna sleep one night to get 4 nights of undisturbed phantom nights. That's gonna be so nice. How's the lighter doing? Just fine. Home dear home. Where did I leave those? There we go. I have a feeling that that's not going to be enough. Because that's only, what, 34? So let's just bring, oh wait, there's more than 17 spots in one. So it was actually 54. Alright, on that. Then it's still gonna have been slightly not enough, I think. No, but yeah, sleep is for the weak, indeed. Indeed. Alright, let's grab out a bunch of these guys. -1, so we can keep that shulker in our inventory. And then fly all the way to the start of this, or the end of this thing, and then start chucking in these boys. I'm gonna count on the fact that this is okay. -1. Am I really gonna count on that this being okay? I'm not sure. Empty, full, full, empty. We'll go up here. Ah. Alright, see you later, Jesse. Oh, wait. I'm so behind in the chat. Give me a second. To catch up with you guys. Just gonna place in the last minecarts first though. Since we're this close to it. Am I gonna correct all that? I am I not? Yeah. We have to. I don't. If I can just pick up these guys here. It would be nice if we don't lose them. Like that. As long as I can pick up the majority, it should be fine. I did bring a bit of extra, I think. I feel like we should have caught that one. I must admit, I'm not too fond of that particular kind of roleplay. So, meltdown. Damn. Hey, Salsa. Meltdown. That was sort of common knowledge, I'm pretty sure. At least everyone else, I'm pretty sure, knew it. Know it. I mean, there's a very good chance that this doesn't matter, but just in case that it does, we are going to do this the right way. Because it would really suck if turns out that it did matter. Whee. Well, I'll give it a little bit of time. So I'm sure it's gonna come back right back soon. What stream did we all take up in high school? Stream? What do you mean by stream? Ah, subjects. Ah, right. Well, I picked up the highest level of English possible in Denmark, and um, socioeconomics on the second highest level. Way back when. Hmm. Oh yeah, wait, I also picked up design, architecture, and um, what else did I pick up? Um, let's just grab a bunch of this. Mm, no physics? Mm, no, they weren't. They were obligatory, so I had it anyways. Like I couldn't choose to have it whether I wanted it or not. It was just part of. I suppose I could have chosen it for at the highest level, but then it would have been as a vacation sort of thing I had to study. So why though? The ticker timer. Well, we probably have a different word for it. Let me say, it's just for relative motion. I somewhat remember it, though. See you later, gaming guy. I only spotted it out now. I somewhat remember which, really. I somewhat remember it, though not super clearly, I will admit. I have to remember that's a hole right there. Why am I not just jumping from here to here? Is it because it's a more difficult jump? Might be. Well, technically it wouldn't be racist. If anything, so. Because it would... Because you would have to subscribe to the idea that a saw is not just a saw, that it's not just an object. And if we do that, then even then it would be, if we consider a saw a species, then we would have to consider, then it wouldn't, again, be racist, then it would be speciesists. Yeah, it's up to the little mushroom man. But who is we? Well done. Except for the sound you make when you go down a good roller coaster. Whee! Alright, but seems like we... I'm still going way over time on what I was hoping to do today. Oh well. But we are gonna finish this thing up today. Or at least this side, then we'll work on the other side tomorrow. Rotten mushroom? Excuse you, my mushrooms are fresh. Ah, right. I'm not poisonous, excuse you, I'm not toxic. I'll show you toxic, you little... Just kidding. But... oh, come on, this mushroom man, right, he tastes great. Alright, sweet dream sauce, I'll have a good one, yeah? Wait, did I forget something there? No? Okay. Just weirdly pointed, I suppose. So this is the pushing down mechanism, okay. Yeah, I know those. I do. I do know those. Why? Not sure I'm comfortable with where this is going, but I'm listening for now. You know from experience. That what exactly? I'm just saying mushrooms are some of the best things in the world, so I mean best tasting things in the world. And they're good for you too. Absolutely love mushrooms. Pardon? I'm not quite following Meltdown. He can't pathfind up here. Good. Yeah, post in memes again. I'll take a look at it after stream. Which is gonna be in a little bit, because I think this is either the last or second to last layer. No, this is the last layer. So after we completed this layer, we're gonna call it for today. which is a pretty good transition, I think. I'll know when I see it. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Indeed, right, Kiwi? That means we can. I'm pretty sure the other half is gonna be easier to build. Have a lot less blocks. I think the majority of the blocks are in this side, so I'm sort of happy about that. Meaning that tomorrow is probably gonna be sort of a short stream, or we're gonna start using the World Eater tomorrow too. Ooh, if we are streaming tomorrow again. That entirely depends on the weather outside. If it's terrible, again, I will be streaming. If it's not terrible, I won't be streaming. Am I really out of slime this close to the goal? That sucks. Plenty of slime. Okay. Go. This is the mechanism that's going to be pushing down the entire machine, which in return will, like, it's going to go down layer by layer, right? So everything will get blown out nice and easy here. And that's it. That's half of the machine complete. So these are the tinty tubers, and those are the sweepers. They're gonna take care of lava and water. Pretty cool, pretty cool. But with that being said, just gonna chuck things back into the chests where it belongs. Oh, hold on. We might as well. Keep it kind of clean. Kind of clean. There we go. Alright, so that is it for today. So, no, we're not. We still need to build the return station, which we will be building on the next stream. But I hope you enjoyed today. I very much did. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of people joined in. I quite like that. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. And until then, cheerio and Joe out.